Hi there, Michael Bovee with Consumer Recovery Network. Thanks for tuning in to our DebtBytes channel here on YouTube. Today I want to talk about a topic that is something I've used, a strategy I've used with working with consumers or encouraged them and educated them on our website continuously for well over a decade. And it's why you want to settle more accounts than one in a short period of time, settling all of your accounts at once for all intents and purposes. So why would you shoot for this goal? Just so you know, anybody watching this video who's doing one at a time, because you just have no choice, you have no lump sum of resources that you can gather very quickly and start to tackle more than one debt at a time, that's okay, because that's how most people do it. And there's definitely a lot of success that can be gained from doing it that way because, well, it is what it is. But for somebody who can strategize how to tackle, say, their Chase Bank of America, Citibank, Lending Club, Avant, and Synchrony cards and loans all at once and time it, after say 6-ish, 7, 8, 9 months of delinquency, in other words, get it done pretty quickly, that's ideal. So there's obviously, you're in a place where you can't pay your bills on time and you're even on this video, right? So there's some creativity that has to go into how you gather that money. That's not what this video is about, but it's more about strategically, what do you gain from taking and going through and jumping through the hoops to borrow money from mom or family or friends or whatever it is, sell that four-wheeler that you barely use twice a summer to come up with money faster in order to settle your debts quickly or all at once. The deal is that, and I've got another video up about this, it's about what debt collectors can see about you when you're on the phone with them, when you're trying to negotiate, when they're looking at your file and they haven't even called you yet and they're strategizing, well, I'm going to spend some time on this person because they look pretty collectible. They have real-time access to your credit report, and that yields some very strong biases in one way or another. The point of settling all your debt as early as possible and all at once is multiple. One, you get it out of the way. It's not a fun situation, and so the stress is diminished and you're able to progress with your goals and get that part of your life behind you. But the benefit is that you get to play one debt off the other and not tip off a creditor that you're strategically doing these kind of things, and they might form a bias, not always, but they can and do form a bias that leads them to think that they can collect maybe 10, 15, 20% more than what might have been the case if you just look like somebody who theirs is the only debt that you're trying to resolve. And they're lucky to get the money first because they can see from real-time access to your credit that you've got 5 other accounts that you haven't paid that are also behind. And so you get to leverage one account off of the other and not look like somebody who's got this all planned out. That's the biggest benefit, is you save more money, usually, when you have a creditor mix like I outlined, and they can't see that you're resolving debt with the other guy. And so when you tell them, well, listen, this is all I've got, say it's a $10,000 credit card or Lending Club balance or Prosper or something, and you tell the collector, look, this $3,500 or this $3,000 that I'm offering, it's not even mine. It's actually money I'm borrowing from my mom, and I'm calling you guys first. And I mean, if you don't want the money, I understand. That's fine. Appreciate you listening to my story, but I've got other bills, I've got other debts, and maybe they'll want it. And then you come off as sincere. What if you had just settled 3 other debts in the 6 months preceding this phone call with this debt collector, and you say, look, this is all I got, and they can see the trail that you left behind you, and they're thinking, well, geez, this guy's saving up money. Took him 3 months to do that one 3 months ago. In another month or two, he'll have some more money for me. That's a real thing. And debt collectors, the ones that are smart, that are paying attention, and you have to assume that that's what you're dealing with, that's the idea behind trying to gather up as much of the money that you can to settle as much of the debt that you can inside of a very short window, and that window is often 30 to 60 days. There are exceptions, okay? So in a more flexible environment, depending on your list of creditors, and the comments are open, I respond to all of our comments here on our YouTube channel. Tell me who you owe, the balance is, and what time frame you're looking at to resolve the most debt. And then I'll look at them and I'll say, okay, but strategically, these are the ones you want to focus on then, because this creditor over here, they don't have a hammer. They don't sue a lot, or they don't do this, or they're going to sell debt maybe after this much time. Then I can tell you, okay, fine, do as much as you can with this group of creditors with that available amount of cash flow, and then let that one go, or let those 2 go, or let those 3 go. and focus on these, and those other guys, it's not going to be as big of an implication on how much you can save, because they'll see the collectors that work for that creditor, or that creditor will see that you settled with the other ones prior. See you on the next video.